This is a story about 6 outstanding riders who undertook an adventurous 1,000-kilometer journey into the northeastern corner of Europe in order to experience the wonders of the Baltic. So let's meet these fearless riders. There is the tough-riding but always cheerful Julia, the fun-loving, crash-loving Charlie, powering along on only one lung, Rod, the powerhouse of stamina, John, the world-famous cycling museum curator, Anne-Marie, and this novice who shaves his head just to reduce wind drag. We join our friends in a little-known group of islands halfway between Sweden and Finland. Water is the taste of things around here. If you want to get anywhere, you need to take a ferry. The crew took every kind of ferry from small to very big. Ferries make some people happy. Ferries make some people very happy. John likes to stroll onto ferries at a relaxed pace, but Anne-Marie likes to rush on at the last minute as if pursued by a herd of wildebeest. What's that? That's not a bicycle. And speaking of bicycles, let's get the lowdown from our technical expert, Rod.
We like the Horns. We ride them. We've done a lot of work with them. The best part about them is that they're a step through, which is really important as you get older, like I am. They're 21 speed and they keep up with most other bikes on the road. They're foldings. They fold in here and here to make a parcel just a bit bigger than a normal size suitcase. We can take them on the bus, we can take them on the train, the plane, and sometimes in the car.
But maybe not this car. Now, cycling can be a hungry business. Let's hear from sporting food technologist Julia about what you should eat to have a good day's cycling.
The most important thing to do when you're buying food is to remember that you have to have food for when you stop. So you need tea, you need biscuits and cake, so that when you stop, sit down and you fill up with all the energy foods. Then you've got energy to keep going.
And with a menu like that, you can cycle all day long like this happy cyclist, or these happy cyclists, down a hill or up a hill. But there is always one hill that is just too steep. I wonder what sort of load they're carrying.
I carry the least amount as possible, but currently it's about 15 kilos.
And how do they carry all this weight? Well, to a typical touring bike, you add 1 bar bag, 1 water bottle, 1 fuel bottle, a left pannier, a food bag, a right pannier, and of course a kangaroo flag, and you're set to ride.
We have a few other things in there besides that really we don't need, like spare tubes, like one 27-inch and one 26-inch for a 20-inch bike. And 27 into 20 don't go.
Speaking of tubes, let's see how quick this team can fix a punch-up. Pull out the old tube, put in a new tube, pump it up and put the wheel back on, tighten the brakes, and you're away and racing. But there's always time to stop and enjoy nature.
Blueberries.
You gonna eat them?
Sure, they're delicious.
After their island hopping experience, our 2-wheeled tourers took one last ferry across the Baltic. Their destination was that quaint country of forests and wheat fields, Estonia. Well, this looks like a whole lot of fun, but how do you cook when you don't have a kitchen? Let's hear from Michelin star camping chef, Charlie.
I use a Trangia stove. It's really small and everything that fits in this container. So let me show you how it works. This is the burner and it contains methylated spirits. Easy and clean. This is the windbreaker, so you can cook anywhere you like. And these are the pots. And this is pasta.
But sometimes you don't need a stove. Sometimes you can just eat by the side of the road.
They're very yummy to eat. They're tiny, tiny strawberries.
Where are the berries? Show me your berries.
And so with full stomachs and happy hearts, the team take their leave from Estonia and cross the border into that easternmost of European countries. And what a strange place Russia is, with its monuments and its industry, and its old-fashioned ways. But Russia is a big place, and you could easily get lost. Here's John, the human GPS, to tell us how to keep on the right track.
When you cycle touring, it's very important that you have maps, particularly when you're on secondary roads and in foreign countries where you can't read the signs. In Russia here we've got some maps with Russian writing on them, so that we could actually read the signs on the roads, and we came in across the border here along this main road, and then we went up all these secondary roads all the way to St Petersburg. The scale of maps we've been using is 1 to 200,000, which seems to have all the rural roads on it, but in urban areas you must have much larger scale maps.
Now, Russia is not always the most luxurious of places. This is a Russian factory, some quality Russian housing, a Russian corner store, a Russian supermarket, an organic food merchant, the local drinking water supply, and a modern playground facility. So what are the amenities like when you're camping? Here's hygiene specialist Anne-Marie to tell us how she rates a quality bathroom.
Well, it's been very interesting. I have this whole list of tick sheets here. Whether it's clean, whether there's a cubicle, whether there's a lock on the door, and is there an indicator to show that somebody's in there? Is there a curtain in there? Is there a barrier to make sure that your things don't get wet? Is there hot water? Is the temperature variable? Is the pressure very good? Is there a soap shelf? Is there a stool? Are there hooks? Is there a non-slip floor? Does it drain very well? And do they provide a mop so you can clean up afterwards?
And how did this particular shower rate?
Well, this one got a 6 out of 10. Now, mostly because the water is very good. It has hot water, which is the most important, and it has a door on it.
Luckily for our cycling team, they carried with them all the gear to make any campsite into a comfortable lounge room, just like this one that Charlie's enjoying now.
Although they're 20-inch wheels, the gears make it very effective so that it's a good touring bike. It's not a racing bike, but certainly a good tourer.
And you're going to need a good touring bike if you're going to take on riding conditions such as these. Even the toughest of bikes sometimes come to grief. What seems to be the problem here?
Something's not working, but it's getting better.
But mechanical issues never held the team up for long, and before they knew it, they had made their way to the easternmost point of the Baltic and were knocking on the palace doors in St Petersburg.
You should cut down on your pork life, mate. Get some exercise.